So Google has recently launched Google Pixel and Pixel XL, two new flagship smartphones from Google replacing the Nexus line. So this video I'm going to talk about all the things that you need to know about Google Pixel and Google Pixel XL. Hey, what's going on guys? My name is Roy and welcome to Coffee Bean Tech. Let's get started. So the very first thing I'm going to talk about is about the specs of the phone, because these are the best specs in the phone that you can get right now. So it has all the highest specs, including Qualcomm Snapdragon 821, 4 GB of RAM, 32 and 128 GB variant. Along with that, you will be also getting Android 7.1 out of the box. So this is the first phone that will be shipping with Android 7.1, Android Nougat. So if you're worried about the performance of the phone, don't worry about it. But I'm still curious to see how it performs against the iPhone 7 and iPhone 7 Plus. Now since we have the obvious thing out of the way, let's talk about some of the other features this phone have, starting with the design of the phone. Normally Google collaborates with other phone manufacturers like HTC and LG to make the design of the phone, but this time the phone is actually made by Google. Well, not exactly. The phone's design is made by HTC, but it's first time Google is using it. So it's kind of made by Google, but it's kind of made by HTC also. So it's not made by Google. This just does not make any sense. So as you know, there are two phones, Google Pixel and Google Pixel XL. All the specs of the phone are similar, but there is two significant difference, that is the screen size and the battery. Pixel has 5-inch Full HD 1080p AMOLED display, and Pixel XL has 5.5-inch AMOLED display with 1440p resolution. It's a little bit better than the 1080p, but it's not that much of a difference our human eye can make. Both of them are AMOLED display with Gorilla Glass 4 on the top, so that means you get the top-notch protection on the display of your Google Pixel and Google Pixel XL. Battery is also different in two phones. Google Pixel has 2700 mAh battery and Google Pixel XL has 3400 mAh battery. Also you get a fingerprint sensor on the back, which I think is pretty good than having a fingerprint sensor in the front of the phone, because you can unlock your phone directly by picking it up, because your hand normally reaches to the back of the phone first, then on the front of the phone. So I think having a fingerprint sensor on the back does make sense, and it also works pretty good than having it on the front, because you have to manually grow and like do this, and like, okay, it does not work for the first time for some reason, but anyway, it opened up. Also, if you're wondering why I'm using this shitty phone case with my OnePlus, it's because I drop my phone like really a lot. So yeah, Google also says Google Assistant will be built into the phone. So that means Google Now will be replacing it, or is it? Well, it's not yet clear that if Google Now will be replacing Google Assistant or not, but there are some kind of functionality from Google Now also included into Google Assistant. For example, you can swipe from bottom and you can still have those cards. Also, you can actually ask Google Assistant, like, set a reminder or something like that. All the normal stuff that you can do in Allo, that is already pre-built into Google Pixel, so you don't have to install third-party app like Allo to get into and use the Google Assistant. That's, I think, is pretty good. I would rather see a nice transition from Google Now to Google Assistant, which Google is already doing it with adding few features from Google Now to Google Assistant, which I think is pretty good. But to be honest, I really like Google Now better than Google Assistant. Like, okay, you can have some conversations, but I don't need my conversations. I would rather have all the information cards readily available when I swipe right from the phone. So it's just a little thing that bothers me, that Google Now might not exist in future. But well, let's see what Google thinks. Let's talk about the phone's camera. Google claims that they have the best camera in the smartphone industry. Claims. DxOMark, which is a company which rates camera lenses and all the smartphone cameras and things like that, has rated Google Pixel and Pixel XL's camera at the highest at the smartphone industry. The rating of 89, which means it's the highest rating in the smartphone cameras like ever. Talking about the camera specs, the camera has 12.3 megapixel on the rear and 8 megapixel normal camera on the front. The rear camera, both of the phones have the same camera. Both of the rear cameras have f2.2 and 1.55 micron pixels. That basically means it will allow to get more light into the camera, much more like ultra pixels, something like that, something on the line of that. But yeah, that's basically the kind of thing that Google wanted to do. But the main thing is that Google is now much more focusing on image processing than the specs of the camera. But Google also says that they have new image processing algorithms, and a lot of engineers have worked into it. There are a lot of software algorithms through which you can get the best moment out of your photo during a burst shot, which means basically taking continuous pictures, and Google algorithm will automatically detect which is the best picture for you. So Google is actually focusing on software rather than the actual specs of the camera. So is the camera good or not? We will come to know after some reviews or after some hands-on with the phone. But right now, if you can see the picture quality and the sample pictures that was taken from Google Pixel and Pixel XL, both of the phones performed quite well. If you can see the pictures that they also demoed on the demo. So I will put a link in the description if you want to see the full demo. Also write the like button if you want to do that. You can go ahead and do that. Talking about other things, both of the cameras don't have optical image stabilization, but instead of that, Google says they are doing something with the phone's gyroscope to stabilize the image, much more like the gyroscope software image stabilization, something like that. They actually did a video demo, so you can actually watch the video demo if you want, or it will be right now playing on the screen, hopefully. It is quite really good if you can see the demo, but I'm really curious to see how it performs against the iPhone 7 Plus optical image stabilization, because iPhone 7 Plus has a really great optical image stabilization and these phones don't have it. But using gyroscopes and the software, could it beat it? I don't know. Maybe we will know in future when we get the phone, I guess. Also unlimited storage in the photos, but here's the thing. But they did not mention for how long it is unlimited or for how much it is unlimited. Because for some people 1 TB might be unlimited, but for some other people it might not. I'm not going to talk about pricing because pricing is similar to iPhone 7 and iPhone 7 Plus, which you might probably already know, but still I will put it on the screen right here. So as you can see, I don't remember numbers, so it should be on the screen somewhere, I guess, probably not on my face. But honestly, I think Google is doing a little bit gamble with the price of the phone, because if anyone is spending that much amount of money, they might just get an iPhone. But I'm still curious to see how it performs against the iPhones. If it performs good than the iPhone, then people might go for an Android, and if it performs bad, then why would people go for a phone which is that much costly? They would rather buy an iPhone because it just costs the same price. I mean, it's logical. It's all soon to say all these things, but hopefully when the phone is actually on my hand and we can review it together. So for that, make sure you subscribe to this channel and also follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. That is right, I have a Twitter. If you don't know that, I always have a Twitter like for 10 years, but yeah, no one followed me. But anyway, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Snapchat, subscribe to this channel, because like who don't like to subscribe, because it's good, right? So thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys later on another video. Leave your comments and see you guys later. Bye.